You guys that are joining, if you haven't seen the video yet, the link is in my bio. Cam, my first question, I have a couple prep. You are killing it modeling and then killing it in acting.
Well, thank
And
you.
then why what made you want to jump into directing?
Honestly, like, it's such a I don't even really know how to answer your question straightforward, but like, obviously with directing, it's like you get to be more in control of telling a story, and there's a lot of stories to be told. And I mean, I've been a part of a lot of different kinds of projects, so being a director, I'm actually able to guide the process more, and that's a really beautiful thing when it comes to creativity, because being an actor is amazing and you get to be part of the story, but to actually be able to contribute to the story in a bigger way is super exciting. And we did a lot of that with your music video and brought it to life more. So I think with being a director, because some directors also write, I think I see myself heading down that direction. So writing more stories and creating more in that way, and just creating stuff that's going to change people's lives. That's a big goal.
Wow. Okay, so there's a bunch of people joining, so you guys that are just hopping on. Cam directed my music video that came out yesterday. It's called For You, and the link is in my bio. And so I'm just picking your brain a little bit about being a new director. Yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, but I'm gonna apply for another grant for us, but I'll talk about that after.
Really? Okay, cool.
Okay, so my first question was why directing. My second question. So even as, and this is kind of like for like up and coming actors and actresses, a lot of projects that you acted in, right? You also, and people might not know this because they see you as the actress or the model, but you're actually directing a lot of those shoots, and even though you're not like the official director. And so I think that's what people might not know when they see some of your content. But for this video, you had to direct other people, and most of us, including me, are not really trained actors. I have some acting experience, but my mom's in the video, Salima's in the video, like my cousins. No one trained acting, and then Katraz is like an up-and-coming actress. So how did it feel, or did you do something different when dealing with like newer actors or people that aren't actually actors? That also might be tips for like up-and-coming and new actors, because everyone looks so like comfortable with the camera, even though none of them are actual actors.
Yeah, my tips and tricks. I think, I have a background in psychology and education too, right? So potentially that contributes to like my directing style. But I think that at the end of the day, when you're working with people, you have to connect with people. And connecting with people is, it's a very broad sort of description again, but like, for example, your mom is someone who's not really comfortable in front of the camera. Yeah. And I could sense that, I could sense that. So like my job there, the biggest part of my job was getting her to feel comfortable while looking, while not making it seem like it was too obvious. That was my intention. So just really getting her to feel like, it's okay, we all do this, we're all here to have fun, and getting some really genuine responses for our footage. But so I think like, my tips are, for people who are kind of in the same industry or in the same kind of field, is to really just find a way to connect with people, whether that's like just through having more like one-on-one conversations with them during the project beforehand, and developing a sense of just understanding them. And I think that's and being just more like in the moment, and understanding the limitations and realities and trying to figure it out, because that's what happened on the day. We had a shoot to do. It was one day. There was no way around it. There was no extensions. We just had to get it done. And so I think my challenges was, when most people can say like your challenge is going to be time. Most of the time it's time.
Yeah.
And so when you know that you have a lot to do, a lot to accomplish, and you have limited amounts of time, you have to make that work. And I think that what I figured out through the years is like, plan as much as you can, down to that last detail. It's better to be over prepared than to be under prepared.
Yeah, I think, yeah, partly I think why everyone else could feel so comfortable is because you had planned everything so well so that we were all on the same page. So you didn't have to worry about that. But yeah, like with my mom, I was nervous about even having her in the video. And yeah, I think what you did with her was like unbelievable. What's Angie Pike? Cool. Wow. Okay, so
Plan as
more
much
people
as
are
you
joining.
can. I agree.
So everyone that's joining on, if you didn't know, Cam directed my music video that came out yesterday. Creative BC funded. It's a beautiful project. And yeah, you can see it. Link is in my bio, and I'm picking Cam's brain about the process. Okay. Yeah, so we should talk about planning then. So part of why you were able to execute so good on set was because you planned. So what was your like planning process like for that shoot?
Wow, you want me to give away all the secrets on this IG live?
You don't give away all this.
Well, okay.
What were a few things that you were thinking about in planning and that you did in planning? You don't have to give away all your secrets because there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot that went into it. I think the first part is to really understand the talent or the client's vision, your vision. And we had meetings beforehand to really discuss that and knock that out of the way so that we could really get an idea. Because if you're not on the same page as your client, if you're not really getting an understanding mentally and visually of what they want to achieve, then it doesn't matter how amazing of a director you are and how amazing your props are and your set and whatever, because if you don't have an understanding of what your client wants, you're going to have to reshoot. So I think that was the first thing, is like really getting it and really understanding it. And what I really loved about your idea is that it touched on family values, which is something that I'm really passionate about, is like, connecting to your family and expressing that sense of love and connectedness is a really special part of for me in my life, and I feel for you as well. And that's what we brought to life in this video. So yeah, we got an understanding of what you wanted. And then after that, it was more about just sort of seeing how we could visually create that in a series of shots. And so that was where the planning really came into. And of course, anyone who's familiar, you need to create a storyboard, create a shot list, and go from there.
Yeah, and you're like, in my head, the video seems so simple. And I was like, oh yeah, don't worry. Like, we just go in, do this, shoot this, all good. And like, because I've never like produced a video before. So I guess I was like the producer this time.
Yes.
And so, yeah, like, I didn't understand. And I think maybe some other people that were in my case as a viewer don't quite grasp the amount of hours. There was more hours spent in pre-planning than there was in shooting. Like, probably over double.
Yep.
Over double the amounts of pre-planning. So that would, any new artists, if you guys like don't understand what the producer and the director do beforehand, like, it's not the 10 or 20 hours of shoot time. It is like the almost like 40 to 50 hours of prep time that even allows those 10 hours of shoot time to happen.
Well, yeah, and if you're totally prepared beforehand, the shoot will go seamlessly. And then all you got to worry about is the post-production, right? So yeah, honestly, most of the time goes into the pre and the post. The actual shoot day is more the fun part.
Yeah, and it's funny, like, yeah, and again, like, you don't. I didn't really understand that. Sorry, I didn't really understand that until this video, and because we had a timed venue, like, I did a beautiful video with Gary for Maple. It was called Home. But luckily, like, we were like shooting outside, so we weren't as tied to like, oh, we have to stop at this time. He went and shot some pre-stuff on his own that looked beautiful. So when you have a venue booked and you only have from certain time to certain time, that pre-planning becomes like, yeah, it was like, yeah, unbelievable. So then now you're directing, and we should mention it a little bit because now you're also kind of coaching actors, right?
I actually am.
I shouldn't say kind of, because I don't want to say just acting, because it's not just about acting though, right? You're kind of coaching actors,
lately
self-taping.
It's been a lot more actors and people who want to get into the acting world, but lately I've been working with a lot more actors, but I have been coaching people from different industries for a long time, just to speak with more confidence, to pursue their dreams with more confidence, just to go after what they really want. That's been That's been what I've been doing for a long time. And I think people on my social media just see the acting and the modeling stuff, which is, you know, it's what I present to them. But the coaching has been a big part of my life for a long time.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna ask you a question about it, but I'll just like, as an informal student of you, like this whole project, for people that don't know, like it was conversations that I had with Cam about like my fear of like leaving DJing and becoming like an artist. And in just a few conversations, like I know it sounds like, oh, what's the importance of confidence? But like Cam kind of like planted that seed to be like, no, like this is what you can do, like this is what you should do. And luckily, like we're friends, you also help me execute, which is awesome, I appreciate it. But like just having someone, I think we don't have enough people that when your dream seems out of the norm, to then, yeah, if you don't have the confidence with it, you're gonna get kicked out of the game. So like that, Rush is like, I love you, say, I love you, Rush. So do you want to talk a little bit about like, so a little bit like who you're working with, kind of how you're coaching?
Yeah,
Is
totally.
it like
I didn't expect this to be like a full-on interview here, Hussein. I've got
I
like
only got
5
20 minutes
left. Okay,
I know, I prepped. I did my prep in the car.
Did not prepare me for this. Okay, well, I think, you know, the thing is, when you're an artist, we can talk about this. When you're an artist, your friends and family won't necessarily support you because life is hard. You know, we have tons of finances that we have to take care of. We have rent. We have all these obligations and responsibilities in life. And in adulting, the most obvious thing that we get pushed towards is leading a responsible life. And so people view artists as not necessarily knowing how to be responsible for their lives. So it's not like the most practical career choice. And I think that's why we get kind of veered away from it. Oh no, why don't you do something that supports you in this way? Like the DJ seems to be going well, just keep doing that. And that's awesome. I mean, you're a great DJ. Like, you know you're awesome. And if you don't know you're awesome, I'm telling you right now. But you know, you've always wanted to pursue making your own music. And that's a beautiful thing because your creations are like your babies. They're a big part of who you are. So I think that what your question was, what role does confidence have in pursuing and like creating your dreams? Well, it has a big part because if you aren't able to talk out what you really want to do, what your fears are around what you want to do, and I guess if you don't have the support around you, like I guess, yeah, we talked about it a lot, but if you didn't have someone like me, you have to be able to, I guess, commit to it, figure out exactly what it is that you're wanting to create, and you really have to like believe that you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself, then it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. And you've always wanted to do this, you know. So all it took was me kind of pointing out, well, is this what you want? Okay.
Yeah.
So can you do it? Can you create? Can you move forward? And you know, boom, here we are.
Yeah, and it's a support network of like, yeah, it's true. Like if you don't have a network that supports you, like not even like actively supporting you, but just like passively supporting you, whether it's through language or like coming out when something is released or something, like it doesn't have to be something actively creating with you, but someone that's not telling you to like change what it is that you're doing. It makes a huge difference.
Totally. And some of you are joining right now. You may not have friends and family that support your decisions in what you're doing. I don't know if you guys are artists or you come from different industries, but like if something feeds your soul, like if it makes you feel happy, it makes you feel good, and it makes you feel like alive, then you have to keep feeding that, you know, that love and that desire into yourself, and keep telling yourself that you're meant to be creating in that sense and meant to be pursuing whatever it is that is, because it's really important. It's really important to listen to your soul, and yeah, it is part of self-love for sure, to really pursue what you want to do. It's so important.
No, it's so true. Yeah, and I guess you should acknowledge there's a lot of people that are joining that probably missed the beginning. So just to recap for everyone that's joining now, I just dropped a new music video. It's called For You. It's for Mother's Day, and Cam directed the video. She did all the pre-planning stuff. Creative director, my friend AJ, I should also shout out, was part of the creative directing team. And then Cam logistically, and then on the day of execution, directed that video. And the link is in my bio on Instagram if you guys haven't checked it out. So, and now what are you, that's my last question because I'm you out. what is like next for you in like the directing world? Is it like more music videos with me, hopefully? Is it like a short? Is it like what's next for Cam as a director?
Honestly, I don't have any specific plans.
Oh, I lost your volume for a sec, Cam. Oh, I lost Cam.
More.
I lost your volume. I got you now.
Yeah, no, because I'm getting a phone call.
Oh,
yeah, sorry. It's weird how Instagram doesn't block that. But I would love to direct more music videos. That was my first music video that I officially directed. I think I've definitely indirectly directed music videos before because I've been a part of lots of them. But I mean, I think that would be a great option to direct more music videos. Anything that's really telling a story. I would love to write more. So I don't have any specific plans, but I definitely see more directing and producing happening in the future. I definitely have lots of ideas up my sleeve. I'm always thinking and I'm always wanting to like share stories and ideas. So to be continued. I really don't have any specific answer for that.
Well, if actually, how much time do you have, Cam?
I gotta go.
Okay, then I was gonna ask you one more, but I'll leave you on the next one.
No, anyone... What is your last question?
Okay, my last question. Last one. Because also, which I forgot to mention, but part of the grant was me working with women in the industry and specifically women of color. And you can speak to it. There's not a lot of women of color in our industry. Mm-hmm. So, and then I'll let you go. But do you want to quickly just speak on, obviously you're a new director, but maybe just being a woman of color in the industry? Like, do you find that you have more roadblocks as an actress model and now as a director? Do you feel like you haven't experienced that? Like, how does it feel being like one of the women of color in the Vancouver like film industry?
I think they need more of us. I think that women bring a different perspective completely, and they add and enhance in a lot of ways. I think, yeah, having more female directors is a big thing, and I'm really hoping it happens more of. Roadblocks and obstacles, I mean, yeah, for sure. You know, we face roadblocks and obstacles just being woman, you know, every single day. But I think so far my experience has been great. I'm really, really blessed to be working with people who are just super talented and amazing and respectful and have an idea of boundaries and can listen unbiasedly to, you know, whatever the directions are or whatever the vision is. And so I guess I can say that I haven't necessarily been super like challenged in a way that has made me feel restricted or judged or discriminated against. Not yet. So in terms of obstacles and roadblocks, I'm sure many other female directors will have more to say on that topic. I'm still starting out, so it's been a really amazing experience so far, and I really can't wait for what happens next.
Yeah, and I think when you talk, because you have so much experience in front of the camera, people really respect you behind the camera because they know that you've done that in the front too. So yeah, you kind of come to direction with a different perspective. So that's cool. Okay, I won't keep you any longer. Okay. Anyone that's watching, make sure you guys check out the video. Tag Cam, tag me, let us know like
yeah,
what
guys,
you
want to know what you think. Like this is an amazing experience for us, for our team. We had awesome people on board, great talent, and Mother's Day is coming up, so you know, share it. We want everyone to kind of see this video and see the message behind it.
Yeah, and it helps us a lot because my plan for Cam is for us to do another grant together, and so the more that we can show like people are engaging with our content, then they're more likely to fund our next one, and then we get to do something cool for you guys. So we appreciate it. Cool, thanks Cam. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on your live. Have an awesome rest of your day and have a great week, guys. Bye.
Thanks guys.